Hi everyone! So today I thought we'd do a little money bowl refresh video. You can see I have my money bowl here, and it's been a while since I changed out all the components, so I thought we'd do that today. A money bowl is a low-maintenance, long-term spell that can help you build wealth and more financial stability in your life. Lots of people do these and they can look very different. This is what mine looks like. And today, by the end of it, it'll probably look quite different. So I'm going to go through what I have here already, talk about the different ingredients, clean out the bowl, and then we'll put in the fresh new ones. Since we're deconstructing first, we'll go from the top down. Okay, this is a teeny tiny little not magic charm I made for success. If you look really closely, the camera will... There we go. There's a little staircase of knots there, and then we have a braid. And I repeated that twice. And I believe this one was for success since it was in yellow, so we're going to keep that. Some of the things that we have right now, we're actually going to keep for the next round too. Okay, and then we have several sigils. Now, these are all sigils I created myself, and if you want your own, you can find them. You can find the listing in my Etsy shop. They can be ultra personalized. And then, of course, next we have just money, bills. A vital component to any money bowl is some cash, which I never remember to include because I always, who uses cash anymore? So I never have it on me, never remember to put it in the bowl. Okay. Here we have Queen Anne's lace, which is not a classic money ingredient. You can see the little center, which is how you can distinguish it from its look-alike poison hemlock. One of the ways. Also, you can't tell now that it's dried, but the saying is that the queen has hairy legs. So the stem will have hair on it, whereas poison hemlock will not have hair on the stem. But anyways, Queen Anne's lace is not a typical ingredient used for money bowls, but it is used for new beginnings and new opportunities, which I thought was pertinent and went really well with my astrology when I was making this money bowl, when I was refreshing this money bowl in the fall. Okay, next ingredient, let's see. Okay, this looks like black medic, which again is not a typical money bowl ingredient. I actually haven't found it in any of my books, but it is related to alfalfa, and alfalfa is an ingredient that can help guard you from poverty. And this is a local plant to me. Fairly sure it's native. I'll look that up later. Okay, next, speaking of, we have goldenrod. Again, not necessarily a classic money or prosperity ingredient, but goldenrod is good for happiness, and since it's yellow, I also associate it with success. And it was in full bloom when I was doing this in the fall. I like to use fresh plants that are currently blooming. Okay, we have another little bit of black medic over here. Okay, this I just got a couple weeks ago. It is so cute. It is a teeny tiny little piggy. And pigs in many cultures are associated with prosperity. And that was my first thought when I saw it. So I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. If anyone knows the stone, I would love to know. They picked a good stone because it honestly looks like a little bit like ham, right? Or bologna. I'm usually pretty good at identifying stones, but this one, I'm not sure. Honestly, it kind of looks like granite. But it's not very heavy. Oh, cute little piggy. Okay. More black medic. Okay, this is Vinkavine, aka periwinkle, which can be used to attract prosperity. If you're in the Midwest like me, I would guard against planting it in your garden if it's not in a container because it actually is invasive. Even though you can find it for sale everywhere around here, it's invasive. Okay, next we have some cinquefoil seeds. These are little seed pods. The seeds in cinquefoil are teeny tiny. Let's see. These little specks are the seeds. They are teeny tiny, but there are a bunch of them in those little pods usually. Cinquefoil is a classic money ingredient. So since we mentioned it, we can talk about cinquefoil for a second. Cinquefoil, cinq meaning 5 in French, is a plant that usually has 5 to 7 leaves. So each one of the leaves is said to represent something different: love, money, power, wisdom, and health. So it is said that if you carry a cinquefoil, you will attain all of these. And that's going to be one of the ingredients we're going to put in just a minute. Okay, let's keep going. See, acorns. A classic money-bringing talisman. There's more. This is a teeny tiny little necklace I made from a little charm I got. Took about 5 seconds. This is another little not magic bracelet. So I tried to make a bracelet for myself like this. Ended up way too small, so I thought we'd put it in the money bowl. And this one was enchanted to bring me Etsy orders, I believe. Hence the orange. So another vital component are coins. So we're going to take those out. Oh, there's a little dandelion seed. Okay, so this is a little jar of pyrite sand. We're going to add some of that to the bottom of the money jar when we redo it. Money bowl, rather. Okay, this is not a classic money-bringing ingredient, but my brother got it from a witchy shop when he was shopping for something for me for Christmas, and it's a little chili pepper. And he got that because I have a dog named Chili Pepper. And chili can be used as an ingredient to like heat up your work, as they say in hoodoo. So to intensify it. Okay, these are just so cute. These are little hemlock pine cones. So I guess hemlock cones. Oh my god, they're so cute. And pine cones can be used as a money drawing ingredient. Here's another one. They're teeny tiny. Okay, next we have a little knot charm. Got a little scraggly, being in the bowl for so long. I made this forever ago. So it has green aventurine and some pyrite, both money drawing crystals. Ignore my doggy. If you would like your own little money bowl charm like this, feel free to reach out to me and I'll make you a custom one. Either on Etsy, Ko-Fi, or Instagram. They all work. Okay, this, surprised there's not another one I thought there would be, is a beech nut. And again, beech nuts like acorns are used as a prosperity-bringing amulet, talisman rather. Okay, next we have some crystals. Green aventurine and tiger's eye. Oh, a little fuzz on them. I got these from Lima Beads, and I think they're supposed to be used as part of like a necklace where you put like the bead cap on it, and yeah, as like a focal point for a necklace. But these have no holes in them, which you can get, yeah. I just thought they were cute. Okay, let's see what other crystals we have. We have moss agate, very beautiful point. We have, oh, there's a little dandelion seed stuck in me. This is Amazonite, which can be used for lots of things. I love this crystal. It has very light energy, can be used for calming, happiness. Next up we have malachite. This was a gift from my friend. Beautiful piece. Oh, we have a couple little mushrooms. Tiger's eye and green aventurine. I think this is a citrine. A lot of citrine is heat-treated amethyst, which I think this one is. I don't think this one is an authentic citrine, but I don't think I knew that at the time when I first put this money bowl together. Okay, we only have a couple of things left. So these, I'm pretty sure, are maple seeds. And maple is a great money-bringing tree. And I just put those in a couple weeks ago, so we're actually going to keep these for the next round too. Okay, next up, these are dried spice berries. So there are 8 of them. And I'm going to be doing things a lot in 4s and 8s. 4 is a number of stability and 8 is a number of prosperity. Okay, lastly, I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. The orange or marigold petals. For success, these are orange peels, which are used as an attraction to attract whatever you might want. Lots of people use them in honey jars or love spells. And then lastly, we have some dock seeds. Now, I tried to find the dock plants earlier to add a leaf, but they were lost in between all the other plants and the plantain and the wild strawberry and the Queen Anne's lace, so I'll look for it later. And then as a base, I used rice, which a lot of people use in their money bowls. So as a base, you can use whatever you want. Some people use coins, like an entire base of coins. Some people use crystals. Lots of people use rice. For the next round, we're going to use black-eyed peas. I'm going to switch it up. So beans are also a good base. So I'm going to go clean out this bowl, wash it, and we'll be right back. Okay, so when I dumped it out, you could see we had cinnamon underneath everything, like a substrate. So we're going to do the same thing again, have that be the bottom layer. Now we haven't talked about choice of receptacle. I would say mostly just use what you have. I chose a green bowl because green in color magic is associated with money. So that's what we're going to use. Okay, so to start, we are going to put some cinnamon. Smells delicious. Classic money drawing ingredient. And we're going to add some ginger to intensify. Ginger can be an amplifier, so we can use it to intensify the spell. Okay, next we're going to put a base of black-eyed peas. I can't remember where I saw this was a money drawing ingredient. I think it was a video somewhere. But when I was thinking about putting together the money bowl, that was the first thing that popped into my head. And when my intuition does that, especially around plant magic, I'm always right. It's like when I find things out later, my intuition is always proven to be, oh, that was a good choice. So we're going to go with the black-eyed peas. And then whatever's not left, we will put in a soup or something. I don't know. Looks good. Okay, so I think we're going to start with the coins. Actually, we're going to start with this big tiger's eye because I feel like that will be a good mid piece right in the middle. Some people put lodestones as a bottom of their bottom of their money bowl, but I heard that you have to feed them, so not quite sure how that works. So that was never something I pursued myself, but it might be something that you want to look into. Okay, so next we're going to do the coins. If you're coughing, that's my tiny dog. He's got a lot of health problems, so he's coughing a lot. Not much we can do. He already had his cough medicine. Okay, so next we're going to do the dollar bills. Already, I think that the black-eyed peas add some visual interest compared to the rice. Okay, I'm noticing now that I forgot to put the pirate sand in the bottom, so I guess we'll save that for next time. Okay, next we're going to do the sigils. Again, if you want your own custom sigil, you can find the listing on my Etsy site. Okay, next up we're going to add my little business card. Because at the end of the day, the way that I'd like to increase my revenue is by having more commissions and more sales, right? So let's, we'll put it in the back, like, no. Over here. Okay. Okay, so the next, I think we're going to add the acorns and the beech nut. Those over here. And while you're filling your money bowl, always have the intention in your mind of drawing in more money, whether that be unexpected income, passive income, overtime, whatever you want that to be. A new job, a raise. Let's put a little charm. I love making handmade things for money bowls because I don't see a lot of people doing that. Put it over here. Put those together. Drape this one up. Some people also use sand as a base. Let's put more of the crystals in. I love this malachite. Okay, our little pine cones. Well, hemlock cones. Oh. Here's our pyrite. Our chili. Okay. Then next we'll add our maple seeds, and then we'll start getting into, we're going to save our piggy for last. Then we'll start getting into the fresh plants. Okay. So, firstly, we have a fig leaf. Now, fig has been associated for a very long time with fertility. And fertility doesn't always mean, like, reproductive fertility. It can also mean creative fertility, fertility in business, We're going to cover all the bases, right? Okay, here was our cinquefoil. We talked about that. That'll get all curly and crispy. If you want them to stay nice, you have to press them. Right there. Oh, sorry. Okay. Now, iris is not necessarily always associated with money, but it is associated with success. And I thought it was just so beautiful and is currently blooming. It would add a beautiful pop of color to our current arrangement. We may move that at the end. Okay. Next, we talked about maple. I got these from the Japanese maple I have. Not a lot of info that I found about whether Japanese maple has the same properties as regular maple, but I would assume that they do. And again, it adds a beautiful contrasted color because it's something that you're going to look at every day, right? You want it to be aesthetically pleasing. Here. Okay. Next, we're going to make a little bouquet. We have grass. Grass is associated with abundance. If you think about it, grass grows extremely quickly and easily, and it grows pretty much everywhere, including where you don't always want it to grow, like in the flower beds. So the grass will be the greenery part of our bouquet. Then we have some clover flowers. Just bloomed, aren't they beautiful? The bees love them. So I'll be right back. I want to make a teeny tiny little bouquet. Okay, here we have our little bouquet. We used 8 clover flowers because 8 is the number of prosperity. Tuck that in right there. Does not look gorgeous. Okay, next we have, oh, we forgot a flower. Oh, there are already 8 in there. I guess I have an extra flower. Okay, put that back. Next we have some pine. So interestingly, pine is one of the few plants that doesn't flower. So conifers and cycads don't flower, but this is the equivalent, and this is what releases the pollen. This is one of their reproductive structures. See if any pollen. This one's dry. So pine, though while a great purification tool, is also used for prosperity, so we're going to add that. We have another branch right here. We're going to add in there. Well, not typically associated with spring. I was just feeling the pine. Okay, we have, this is actually a tiny pine cone. Again, for prosperity, put it with the hemlock cones in the bottom there. This over here. Yeah, tuck that in. Okay. I think this is a teeny tiny little spruce cone. It's cute, so we'll put it in. It fell off the tree before it was fully grown, but that's okay. Let's see what else we got. So the last thing we're going to add, focus. Okay, I picked these when I was on my walk last week. They're dandelions, I'm pretty sure, but they were like a sunset orange. They were really beautiful. And dandelions are associated with abundance. They grow everywhere. They spread rapidly. Those in there. And lastly, I got these on my walk yesterday, I'm pretty sure. These are goose feathers. And geese have also been associated with wealth, if you think about the story of the golden goose. So I clean these, I douse these in rubbing alcohol. Hopefully they'll be clean enough. The geese family just had little babies. They're very cute. And they do not seem to mind me taking up their fallen feathers. And I'm pretty sure since goose are game fowl that it's legal to own their feathers. Oh, and then we can't forget our little piggy. Rounding it out in his new habitat. Hopefully he likes it. So if you look here, here is our new money bowl. Okay, so a money bowl likes to be fed regularly, right? Because money is energy. It likes to move. It doesn't like to be stagnant. It likes to flow. It likes to earn and be spent. So what are the next things that we're going to add to our money bowl? I'm feeling some basil, so we'll probably get a fresh basil plant and add that in there. Usually I go around and see what's around me, what's native and what's blooming, and use that as inspiration. You can also add affirmations, things like shells, cowrie shells especially. I'm vegan, so I'm vegan plus eggs, let's say. So I try not to use any animal products unless they've been ethically harvested or, similar. But many people add cowrie shells to their money bowl. I'm really happy with how my money bowl turned out. I think it looks beautiful, and feel free to send me pictures of yours if you end up doing one. My next videos are going to be probably about visible mending and variomancy, which is divination through variegation in plants. So if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to stick around. If you like the bracelets I'm wearing today, you can shop my spring collection on my blog. The catalog is on my blog. You can also customize any of the bracelets that you see there. And I hope you have a good day.